Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to discuss about class 9th topic, chapter number 2nd, parallel lines, practice set 2.2. Look at the first question from practice set 2.2. We have in the figure 2.18 y equals to 108 degree and x is equals to 71 degree. Are the lines M and N are parallel? Justify. We have now there are the two lines M and N and L be the transversal of them. We have given value of x and y are respectively 71 degree and 108 degree. Now x and y, that means I am angle x and angle y, are interior angle. So once we will add up them, now angle x plus angle y, we are getting 71 degree plus 108 degree. After all adding, we have the addition becomes 180 degree. So that we have angle x plus angle y equals to 180 degree. So I am writing now by converse of interior angle theorem. Once we have two lines and it's a transversal, interior angle are formed, and once they are supplementary, means addition of them is 180 degree, then we can say that by converse of interior angle theorem, the given two lines are parallel. That means I am writing we have line L, line M actually, and it should be now parallel to line, we have other line becomes a line N. Number second from practice set 2.2, we have in figure, if angle A is congruent to angle B, then prove that line L is parallel to line M. So I am writing here, look at the angle A and B as per the given figure. So those are pairs of alternate exterior angle. So that I am writing angle A and angle B are pairs of alternate exterior angle. And we have given here that angle A is congruent to that of angle B. This is one to us, and once pair of alternate exterior angles are congruent, we have given there are two lines and they are transversal. So once pair of alternate exterior angles are congruent, we can say that by converse of alternate exterior angle theorem, the given two lines are parallel. That means line, we have a L which is parallel to line M. Once we have there are two lines and it's transversal and pair of alternate exterior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. This is our converse of alternate exterior angle theorem. The question number 3 from practice set 2.2. In the figure 2.20, if angle A is congruent to angle B and angle X is congruent to angle Y, then prove that the line L is parallel to line N. Now look at once the given data. We have given already angle A is congruent to angle B. This is given to us. And now look at the line. We are having line L, M and K that should form the angle A and B. So if we will look ahead for the figure, so those two angles are ultimately the pairs of corresponding angle and they are congruent already. So we are using by converse of corresponding angle theorem. Once the corresponding angles are congruent, then by converse of corresponding angle theorem, we can say that given two lines, which two lines we have? L and M. So line L is parallel to now line M. I would like to call it as an equation number 1. Now look at carefully, we have given X and Y are congruent, and as per the figure, once we have there are two lines now, line M and N, and it's a transversal we have given as a K. So those two angles that are formed in the rotation of Z, so they are known as pairs of alternate angle. and we have given that pairs of alternate angles are to be congruent, then once we have the two lines and it's a transversal, pairs of alternate angle are formed, and once they are congruent, so that by converse of alternate angle theorem we can say that given two lines, which lines we have now, line M and a line we have N are parallel. I would like to call it as an equation number. So by the property of, we might be says transitivity, line L is parallel to line N. What does it imply, property of transitivity? If one is proportion to the second is proportion to the third, so ultimately that should implies first figure should be proportion to the third one. So we are talking about the proportionality as the parallel one, so that one is parallel to the second is parallel to the third, so we might be says now first line parallel to the third line, we have a line N. By the property of, I am writing the reason behind it, by we are having transitivity, or by the property of transitive law we might be says like that way, transitivity. Look at the next question now. Question number 4 from practice set 2.2. In figure 2.21, if ray BA is parallel to ray DE, angle C equals to 50 degree and angle D equals to 100 degree, find the measures of an angle ABC. Hint we have given, draw a line passing through point C and parallel to the line AB. So let us try to draw a line that should passing through point C. So this is our construction, so you may have the dotted line, and consider 2 points on that line. I would like to consider now the point F somewhere here and point G somewhere here. Now we have, as per the construction, that is ray, we have a BA, or you might be says a line AB, because ray is some part of your line that should be parallel to a line FG, and we have already given the ray BA is parallel to, so I am writing the reason behind it, this is by construction, and already we have given that ray BA is parallel to the ray DE, this is given to us, so that now we can say by those two equation, once ray BA is parallel to FG, ray BA is also parallel to DE, then we might have line now FG is parallel to the ray we have DE, and once the ray DE is parallel to the FG, then we have there is a formation of an interior angle like EDC and DCG. Those are pairs of interior angle, so that are supplementary once lines are parallel. So I am writing that should implies angle DCG supplementary means their addition is 180 degree, and EDC, that is equals to we have 180 degree. Why? Reason behind it, that are pairs of interior angle. So once lines are parallel, pairs of interior angles are supplementary. Now we have DCG as it is, plus measures of an angle EDC already given on the figure, that is 100 degree. So once we will shift that 100 degree from LHS to RHS, so that we are getting measures of an angle DCG, that is equals to we have now 180 minus of 100, that should gives us measures of an angle DCG equals to we have 80 degree. Now I am just plotting the whatever be the angle we are having measures of it on figure. Likewise we have 80 degree. Now look at the three angles we are having, BCF, then BCD, then DCG. That three angle I will call them as an 1, 2 and 3, that are now linear pair angles because lie on the same line FG. So I would like to say now we have angle BCF plus angle BC and D plus angle we have DC and G, that is equals to now 180 degree. Reason behind it, that are linear pair angle. Always you have to mention the reason, keep in mind. So sum of them is 180 degree once they are linear pair angle. Now BCF as it is plus measures of an angle BCD already given on the figure. Look once carefully, it is 50 degree. So I am substituting the value for BCD equals to we have 50 degree and DGC already we have now 80 degree, that is equals to 180 as it is. So 50 plus 80 we are getting 130 degree. So BCF plus 130 degree, that is equals to we have 180 degree. So after all shifting now 130, so that we are getting BCF equals to 180 minus of 130 degree. 180 minus of 130 degree, we are getting BCF value as a 50 degree again. Now we are trying to finding out the value for an angle ABC. That means this one angle we have to evaluate. Now look at the blue shaded angle, that means angle 1, and let us, I would like to call this as an angle 4. So angle 1 and 4 now interior angle. Once we have ray BA is parallel to FG, so pair of interior angles are supplementary. So I am writing now here we have firstly the ray BA is parallel to the line FG, so that I am writing measures of an angle ABC plus measures of an angle BCF, that is equals to we have 180 degree. Why? Because ABC and BCF are interior angle, and once lines are parallel, sum of pairs of interior angle equals to 180 degree, means they are supplementary. So that now we are having angle ABC plus BCF value we have as a 50 degree. Already we evaluated the value. So 50 degree, that equals to we are having 180 degree. So now try to shift the 50 degree so that we have measures of an angle ABC equals to 180 minus of 50. After all doing the subtraction, we are getting the value of ABC becomes 180 minus 50 becomes 130 degree, and that angle we have to evaluate here. Look at the question number 5 from practice set 2.2. In the figure 2.22, ray AE is parallel to ray BD. Ray AF is bisector of an angle EAB and ray BC is bisector of an angle ABD. Prove that line AF is parallel to BC. Now look once, we have given AF be the bisector of an angle EA and B. So it should divides the given angle into two equal parts. That's why we have given here X and X. So both the angles are of same measure. And once we have a BC be the bisector of an angle, now we are having AB and D, so that it should divides the given angle into two equal parts. That's why we have given here Y and Y, keep in mind. So both angles are having the same measures. So look once carefully, we can write now the measures of an angle EAB equals to sum of EAF and FAB. That means we have X as a 2 times X. Same thing we can write measures of an angle ABD, that is equals to sum of ABC and a CBD. That means we are having Y plus Y as a 2Y. Now we have given ray AE is parallel to now ray BD, so that once the lines are parallel, we have a AE is parallel to the BD, then the pair of, we might be says, which type of angles now we are having? Alternate angle. Those are formed in the rotation of Z. So once lines are parallel, the pair of alternate angles are formed and that are equal in measure. So I am writing now that should implies angle EAB equals to, we have an angle ABD, So that now the reason behind it, those are pairs of alternate, you might be says the interior angle. Once lines are parallel, then pairs of alternate interior angles are of equal in measure. So that what is the value of EAB? It should be at twice x, that is equals to now ABD value we have a 2y. Now 2 and 2 from both side getting cancelled, we have x is equal to y. Now we have to prove that line AF is parallel to the line BC. Now forget about all figure. We have now here somewhere be the point A, here be the F, here be the B, and here somewhere we have the C. And FAB angle we have X, and a CBA or ABC angle now we have a Y. So look at this figure only. It is some part of the given figure. And once we have here angle X to be equals to angle Y, so we have there are the two line and it's a transversal, then pair of alternate angles are formed. Those are formed is in the rotation of Z. Keep in mind Z like symbol. Okay, so pair of alternate angles are formed, and already we have given that they are equal in measure. So now we are using by converse of alternate angle theorem. Once we have two lines and it's a transversal and pair of alternate angles are congruent, then by converse of alternate angle theorem we can easily say that now we have the ray, so I am writing ray AF is parallel to the ray, next ray we are having BC, and hence we have our proof. Look at the question number 6 from practice set 2.2. A transversal EF of line AB and line CD intersects the lines at point P and Q respectively. So we have given line AB and CD whose transversal we have a EF that should intersect AB in point P and CD in point Q respectively. Now the next one, we have ray PR and ray QS. Look at the ray PR and ray QS are parallel and bisectors of an angle BPQ and PQC respectively. So we have given ray PR be the bisector of an angle BPQ and a ray QS be the bisector of an angle PQC. Okay, so once it is the bisector, it should divides the given angle into two equal part. So look at here, supposed to be we have x and x measures that should be equal in equal, and suppose here we have those two angle that should having the equal measures, means y and y respectively. Now we have to prove that the line AB is parallel to line CD. So let's start the proof from ray PR and ray QS are parallel. So I am writing here ray PR is parallel to, we have the ray QS. So look at the ray PR, somewhere here be the P, here be the R, and here be the Q, and here we have somewhere S. So what about those two angles that are alternate angle? So they are equal in measure once the lines are parallel. So I am writing angle RPQ is congruent to angle, we have a SQP or PQS. I am writing PQS. Why it becomes so? Because those are pairs of alternate angles. So that now once we have PR, now we are using the other statement, that is those are bisectors of an angle respectively BPQ and PQC. So once they are bisector, that means they are dividing the angle into two equal part. So for that now I am multiplying the equation, whatever we have angle RPQ is congruent to PQS both side by 2. So that we are getting 2 times angle RPQ, congruent means that are equal in measures, that is equals to 2 times we have an angle PQS. Now once we have given here, I am writing ray which we have firstly the PR, ray PR bisects an angle, we have a BPQ. So that we are having now measures of an angle BPQ is equal to the 2 times measures of an angle. I am taking RPQ. Already we have that relation, that's why RPQ. So that now I am writing here an angle. Nextly we have given already the ray. Which ray we have? QS. So we may have the second statement also. Ray QS bisects an angle. We have, let it be PQC. So I am writing PQC. So that we have measures of an angle PQC. As per by angle bisector theorem, we might be says it should be the 2 times measures of an angle. Already we have the some part of it, that is PQS. So I am taking as per the previous equation. So I am taking just a part, that is PQS. So now we can write, once the RHS are equal as per the equation number 1, now I am writing from equation number 1 we have. Now let's try to replace by their value whatever we have. 2 times RPQ means we have now BPQ. So angle BPQ, that is equals to now 2 times PQS means we have an angle PQC. So I am writing the PQC. Now look ahead for the figure. Supposed to be we have here line AB and CDR of the form, and EFB it's a transversal. So what about those two angles? This one angle we have P, which angle, wait for a while, BPQ we are having. So I am writing here we have BPQ, and this one angle we have a PQC. So which type of angle are those? Those are alternate angle, or you might be says the alternate interior angle. So once we have the two line AB and CD, and it's a transversal, we have a EF, and there is a formation of an alternate angle, and those are congruent already or equal already. So that we can say is by converse of alternate angle theorem, given two lines are said to be parallel. Which line we have? Line AB and line CD. And now once the alternate angle formed by two lines and it's a transversal that are equal in measure, so the lines are parallel as per by converse of alternate angle theorem. So here we have our practice set 2.2. Thank you.